Now, every syndrome has symptoms or behaviors, and Stockholm Syndrome is no exception. While a clear-cut list has not been established due to varying opinions by researchers and experts, several of these features will be present. First, before I describe the symptoms, let me first tell you what Stockholm Syndrome is. Stockholm Syndrome is also known as terror bonding or traumatic bonding. Is a paradoxical psychological phenomenon in which hostages feel empathy and positive feeling toward their captors, sometimes even defending their captors. Over time, a hostage victim may come to believe that the abuse he or she has endured was done out of kindness or love or on part of the captor. So that's basically what it is. It's capture bonding. Like you start to form connections with the people that are terrorizing you. It usually occurs in kidnapping situations, hostage situations, or just being in a very abusive relationship. Now, these are some of the symptoms of Stockholm Syndrome. You got positive feelings by the victim toward the abuser or the controller, negative feelings by the victim towards family, friends, or authorities trying to rescue or support them or win their release. Sound familiar? Support of the abuser's reasons and behaviors. Sound familiar? Positive feelings by the abuser toward the victim. Supportive behaviors by the victim, at times helping the abuser. Inability to engage in behaviors that may assist in their release or their detachment. Now that's Stockholm Syndrome. Now in Battered Person Syndrome, which is BPS, and it manifests as PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome. It consists of the following symptoms. Well, you know what? Let me do that too. Let me give you what Battered Person Syndrome is. Battered Person Syndrome is a physical or psychological condition of a person who has suffered, usually persistent, emotional, physical, or sexual abuse from another person. So this is syndromes that develop over time in an abusive relationship. A little bit different than Stockholm Syndrome, but in the same wheelhouse. Now, the symptoms of Battered Person Syndrome are the abused thinks that the violence was his or her fault. The abused has an inability to place the responsibility for the violence elsewhere. The abused fears for her or his life and or the lives of the loved ones whom the abuser might or has threatened to harm. Example, children in common, close relatives or friends. The abused has an irrational belief that the abuser is omnipresent and omniscient. And that goes in line with when you guys hear me talking about how these Black Power Americans and militant integrationists always talk about the white man as if the white man is Thanos and he has the Infinity Gauntlet and all the gems in. You can't go anywhere. When you start talking about getting power, those people will tell you that you can't go anywhere on this earth and have power because the white man will take it from you or the white man will fuck you up. No matter where you go. You can go to Mars and you're still going to be dealing with white supremacy. This is what they have in their mind. And the funny part about it is they think that that's the mic drop. Like when they say that to you, that's when they drop the mic and, the conversation is over. We can't do shit. So isn't that beautiful? It's like a built-in excuse that you have present that justifies you doing absolutely nothing. Because why even bother to get power if the white man can destroy it? So tonight we'll discuss treatments for this condition, and we can attempt to end the dysfunctional love affair between the Captain America Negro, the Black Power American, the militant integrationist, and the white man in America. Boy, my caller queue is lit up. If anybody wants to chime in at any point, just raise your hand. For the first few minutes, I just want to get through this and talk about treatments. You know what I mean? I want to get into how do you treat Stockholm Syndrome. Now, they say once a prisoner is returned to society after a period of time, he or she may find it absolutely challenging and heartbreaking to be separated from his or her captor. Because the prisoner no longer has shackles does not mean that he or she doesn't feel tied to his or her captor. Sound familiar? The best treatment for Stockholm Syndrome is intense therapy, as well as the love and support from the prisoner's family. I guess that's where Holistic's Haven come in, and that's where BAIO comes in. We're the family of the prisoner, and we're trying to, give that therapy to the prisoner so they don't continue to go back to their abuser. And these shackles are not easily undone. Now, they say that every situation in which a person develops Stockholm Syndrome is different. As noted, many of the people who develop Stockholm Syndrome are not victims of a hostage situation, but people who have lived through intense abuse. Here's some tips for supporting someone who has Stockholm Syndrome. And this is very important. Remember that your loved one was once faced with a grueling choice, the family or the situation. As there was a threat to the family, the person has learned to choose the attacker over hurting the family. This is present in Battered Person Syndrome as well. It's like that threat of violence has to always be there. That threat of violence, because that's what keeps the abused in check. They always feel that no matter what, that person is the abuser can affect them or affect their family, affect their loved ones, or so-called innocent people. The more you pressure a victim of Stockholm Syndrome, the harder they will resist, especially in cases of domestic abuse or violence. And I guess that's the part that, me and Kala especially have a difficult time. I guess we can relate to that, because the more you try to make sense about the thing, the more you try to be logical and reasonable and rational and tell the person that, being under the abuser is not really what's best for them, the harder you're going to get resistance. And they say remain in contact with your loved one throughout his or her abusive relationship or recovery. Keep the channels of communication as open as possible without forcing it, because you don't want it to have the opposite effect. If you come on too strong, you'll drive them stronger into the arms of their oppressor or their abuser. Remind your loved one that you fully support his or her decisions and that you love him or her no matter what. And that's what I try to do. Like, I call it criticism with affection. You know what I'm saying? I try to give criticism from a place of love. I don't give criticism from a place of having to break somebody down. Also, I don't have self-esteem issues, so I don't have to put anybody else down to make myself feel better about myself. And that's a topic that I'm going to touch on in another show called Classism, where we create these lines in the black community, I always say community in quotes, but the black neighborhoods, And we always want to make it seem as if the people on the lower economic rung and the people in the middle to upper class rung have these big divides amongst them, when really that's not the case. We interact with each other all the time, and for the vast majority of the time we get along. I would say so. Because you have people in middle upper class will come down to visit their family in the projects during the summer, during Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that, during the holidays. And everybody's all good. They can come into the projects and they ain't got to worry about somebody go, yo, fool, what you doing here? This is not the fucking movies. But anyway, that's another show. If your loved one hints at a relationship with an abuser, remember that he or she may not be quite ready for help, or that he or she is simply exploring options. All right? Now, when it comes to Battered Person Syndrome, and I found this very interesting, this is the first thing that they say that is of treatment for Battered Person Syndrome. This is the first thing, the very first thing that they say is the treatment for battered person syndrome. You want to hear what it is? Get out of the home at all cost. Be prepared to live with a peer or a family member. Take what is emotionally meaningful or sentimental. The rest can be replaced. It may take years, but eventually you can replace it. They are only materialistic items. I don't think y'all heard me. I'm going to say it one more time, and listen very closely to what I'm saying. This is the number one treatment for Battered Person Syndrome. Get out of the home at all cost. You know what that means? That means whatever your situation is with the abuser, the most important thing is to get out of the situation. That's the most important thing. That was the number one thing, as they say, as a treatment for Battered Person Syndrome. Be prepared to live with a peer or family member. That would be us. You read the rest of your black nationalist family, the BAIO. Take what is emotionally meaningful or sentimental. In other words, whatever you think that you really need, take it with you. And the rest can be replaced. It may take years, but eventually you can replace it. They are only materialistic items. That right there is for all of you. We can do it right here. I got a lot invested in America, Negroes. This is not Hollop. These are medical journals that people talk about the treatments for Battered Person Syndrome. And they say, get out of the home. And the home is America. So don't get mad at me. Get mad at the doctors and all of the professional people that came up with this advice. And I'll go on. Number 2, obtain a restraint order. The responsibility is now yours to implement it. So many of the times the perpetrator begs, cries, and asks for forgiveness, uses the children as a go-between, any ploy they can conjure up to get you back. It says, do not succumb. Call the police. Use your restraint order power. It says, inform your place of employment. These men will usually approach you at work, make calls at work, and even try to sabotage your employment. Seek out a good therapist. You may have to go through one or two till you find the right one. Please stay in therapy. This is a long process. Remember, you have been abused for a long time. Therapy will not just take a few sessions. And that's true. That's true. People may think that I'm making light of this, and in a way I am. But at the same token, it's a serious thing, man. It's a serious thing. When you're talking to people, and especially people that don't even know that they're suffering from it, don't even know that they're exhibiting the effects of these syndromes. You know what I'm saying? Those are the toughest ones to get through because they don't even know that they have Stockholm Syndrome. They don't even know that they have Battered Person Syndrome. Those are the people that defend America, defend the police. I mean, I heard, if you go to the threads and you look at the threads where they're talking about Tamir Rice, what are they saying? They're saying that, well, he shouldn't have been playing with a gun. It doesn't matter whether it was a toy gun. The cop didn't know whether it was a gun, so if he wasn't playing with the gun in the park, he'd still be alive. You know what I'm saying? This is what these people that you love so much are saying. They don't have any empathy for you. They don't have any sympathy for you. As a matter of fact, this will show you just what I'm talking about. When you say Black Lives Matter, you are offending them. They take that as an offense. Because who are you to think that your life matters? You're the abused. You're a victim. You're a slave. You're a freed slave. It doesn't matter. You're subordinate. So for you to say that your life matters, they take that as an insult to their authority over you. And black folks is confused about, well, why? How come y'all saying all lives matter? Why does that offend y'all so much? Because your life does not matter. The reality that in this country, your life does not matter. So when you come out and say Black Lives Matter, first of all, you're lying to yourself. It doesn't matter to anybody else. And there's a strong argument to be said that it doesn't even matter to you. So that's why they get upset. I'm talking about all the liberal white person gets upset, the conservative white person gets upset. You know, the liberal white person, there's a small percentage of them that will understand that and not, you know, come after you or come off aggressively or negative towards you because you said it, because it's like, well, we understand that it doesn't mean white lives don't matter. It just means that, you know, they're being killed by the police, so they're saying our lives matter as well. You know, the rational, common sense white person will look at that and not even blink an eye. But the vast majority of them, and I'm talking liberal and conservative, they know that your life does not matter. They know that the police are here to bust you upside your head and to keep them safe from you. So when you make these statements that, oh, Black Lives Matter, our lives matter just as much as anyone else, well, that sounds good. But in America, that's not true. And that's why you get so much pushback whenever you say that. Because they're saying in their mind, whether they know it consciously or unconsciously, they're saying, how dare you try to put your life on the same level as mine? That's why all lives matter. That's like a trick. It's a trick to justify the position that they're in. Don't let you concentrate on your life. Concentrate on all lives. Meaning, concentrate on mine, because my life is more valuable than yours. So basically, that's it, man. That's what it's like to treat Stockholm Syndrome and to treat Battered Person Syndrome. Now, does anyone have any comments, thoughts, questions? Hit number 1 on the pad so I can bring you in, because I want to start talking to y'all now. I think I've basically laid down the groundwork for everything. So who wants to be the first? Come on, raise your hand. Oh, all right, here we go. Last 4 digits, 4812. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is the Caller Genesis calling from Collar Land down here in Virginia Beach.
All right.
Just checking in.
No doubt.
Loving the show, man. Very scholarly, very Amos Wilson-like, you know.
Thank you,
hitting all the points, man. I really got an education, man. I didn't really know what Stockholm Syndrome was to the show, you know. I knew what it was, but you really broke it down, you know.
Yeah, man.
You really broke it down. And the part you said about don't throw the person away, you know, tell them you love them, and they'll eventually come around. 'Cause that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people that are broken. You know, they have this love for the white man. So in other words, they create situations where the white man is always going to win, the white man's the devil and everything. That's their justification for prolonging a conundrum, a relationship with the white man, like a never-ending conundrum, a riddle. You know what I'm saying? The white man is this. And Farrakhan just recently the other day asked the question, should we love white people? What the hell? You know, I mean, who the fuck cares? You know,
even our leaders, our top leaders are dealing with Stockholm Syndrome.
Lord have mercy. I'm like, all is lost. You know what I'm saying? All is freaking
you know what,
lost.
Carla? Let me just say one more thing about it, just to add it. Stockholm Syndrome is something that is experienced over time. Like some people will be in a hostage situation or abusive situation, and they won't experience Stockholm Syndrome. I would call those people me and you, BAIO.
Yeah.
You know, all those type of people. Like there's been cases where, let's say, there was a hostage situation in a bank, and the cops shot one of the the hostage takers through the window, and so two of the hostages took the guy who was shot and held him up to the window so the cops could shoot him.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's usually when you have it over time that it becomes worse.
Like Patty Hearst.
Like if you're dealing with a hostage situation or an abusive situation over the course of time, that's when the Stockholm Syndrome tends to kick in.
Right. I remember last night show I mentioned Patty Hearst. I revisited that case, Patty Hearst, where she was kidnapped by some radical black. That's another thing. All these groups popped up out of nowhere, and Black America said, "Hell with this, man! Kidnapping, bank robberies, murders, bombing. Like, what the hell? You know, we could have solved our problems back in the '60s, but all these people came here with this off the wall talk, is violence and everything like that, and people just walked away from the movement. You know." And you're absolutely right. And then it gets me is this. Now, we know the white man's clever. We know the white man's clever. And like I said, the white man on my show last night knows everything about it. He knows everything about it. He knows there's nationalists. He knows there's people that hate him. He knows that. And they give themselves a blueprint. Each generation, this is how you deal with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to deal with every last single black man on his soil because it's his system. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to deal with that. Could it be that the white man is purposely creating black, and Bleal could have a breakthrough, that they're creating black supremacist groups that are hell-bent on this endless relationship with white people to justify staying in America, staying under the white man's tooth. Could it be that the white man actually is behind that? Because it serves his freaking purpose. And I was reading one article last night where a guy was in and out of prison. I said, first of all, what is a fucking prisoner doing fucking leading any organization? No, if you out in jail, you're in jail for some other reason besides political activity. You did something fucked up. Then you got into jail, and now you're going to use the same jailhouse tactics out in the streets, and we're supposed to follow you? What you're going to follow us to, the same thing is the white man's the devil, the white man's this, blah, 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 and make no progress, like Ivy said. Lecture circuits, you got 10 baby mamas all over the place, you making money here, this, that, and the other thing, and you living a life and getting fame, putting out books, and we're supposed to sit there, oh, yeah, this person's this. Well, wait a minute here. If this person's so great and everything, why are we supporting them? We have not moved or progressed in 40 or 50 years. So why are we still listening to the same freaking rhetoric?
And also the thing that I touched on, which is the hypocrisy, is using your own brothers and sisters who are still in the system as a buffer so that you can live in this system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you benefit from civil rights. You benefit from being able to walk down the street, whatever like that, walk freely and stuff like that. And the bottom line, as soon as you get arrested, the first thing you call is the community. Oh, man, I'm being harassed by the white man and blah, 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 blah. I need your support. Well, weren't you condemning the same people for not following your ideology? Yeah, but if you believe the white man is the devil, then you should be shocked when he kicks your door in and knocks you upside the head.
And I'll be even more specific. I'm talking about the people who have a girlfriend or a wife who works for corporate America, So they can kick their Black Power stuff, but yet they still got benefits.
They got health care.
They still can, they on health program. Yep.
And I was actually shocked when I seen that. I seen this dude like, oh yeah, Black Power, this, that, the other thing, and his wife is like out there, and she got white friends, and she's out there in the she's an administrator in a school system and something like that, and she's bringing home the big money and everything. So he gets to do his Black Power thing, wear dashiki and all kind of nonsense on the side because he ain't really providing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All these niggas are full of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's time for us to just call it like it is. And some people say, well, Carly, you just hating. Carly, you just a hater, because they got followings and everything. I don't give a dang about their followings because I'm telling the truth. If you're going to have a following on lives, where does it end up? All these people how many people have turned up? If you calculate how many people showed up at Minister Farrakhan's rallies over the years, would you say that hundreds of millions?
Yeah.
You take the Million Man March, take all the black, remember the men's only movements before that, and years of what's that day they call Savior's Day? Look at all the stuff like that, C-SPAN, worldwide travel, everything. He said audiences all over the goddamn world, and you have really nothing to show for it. And so therefore, Black African infrastructure is a simple thing. We want an independent nation state of our own. We want to govern ourselves. Anybody who says that, first of all, no one's going to tell us we can't have that because Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Barack Obama is no more superior than I am. You know what I'm saying? I look at them right in the dang eye and say, okay, you guys got governments, it's time for mine. You know what I'm saying? And who are you to tell me that I can't have what you have? Who are you to tell me I can't have my own industrialists? Who are you to tell me I can't have my own monetary system? Who are you to tell me that I can't be my own people? I can't choose to be an American if I want to. If I want to be something else, I can. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's amazing that we're even having this debate. Which brings me to this. What did you feel about this treatment for Battered Person Syndrome, where it says get out of the home at all costs?
Right, bro. You hit it right there on the nail. You know what I'm saying? You hit it right there on the nail, and like I said, I was agreeing with everything you said. You were just breaking it down scientifically, and I'm like, it's like after this show, man, I don't really think anybody can come back and be come at us with anything else. Relationship.
I don't think so.
Let me give you an example. I heard somebody put this thing on Facebook today, and they was like, Black Lives Matter for the most part, and let's end white supremacy. All these talking points you out there are really just a plea from certain Negroes to build a better relationship with white folks. Let's get white people in shape. For example, there's you can see that video I put up with two white girls, like 2 and 3 years old, were given black dolls for Christmas. The one girl started crying, threw the doll down. I don't want this ugly thing, And you have all these black people, that's a shame. We should teach to love. They should love black. I'm like, what the hell did two blonde little girls need with a black doll? Why do they need to love a black doll? Bro, it's just because we've been bottom line is this. We have never faced, like I said, the fires of hell were on our back for 400 years with slavery, right? We have never basically got ourselves out of that because it's going to take that same fire to liberate ourselves. You don't just come out of slavery like that and think everything's going to be all right. The same hell that we did, turmoil and destruction that brought us to where we are right now, we're going to have the same fight getting out of it. And that's coming from right now, us drawing lines right now, because people are going to be pissed off at what we're saying. And so be it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have enemies.
This is where we come in, because let's turn that situation around. You got two black girls, right? You give them a black doll and a white doll, and the black girl throws the white doll down and says, I don't want that doll. I want another black doll. Are you gonna take that girl and put her in therapy or something? Like she's crazy?
Yeah, no, that's what it's coming to. That's what it's coming to. And you have white people out here saying, well, gee, what why are y'all forcing yourselves on us? You know what I'm saying? You're forcing me to love you and all kinds. And And I'm saying to myself, I agree with that. I'm like, I'm like this. If you have a little black girl, give her a little black doll. Make her love herself, right? That's good.
Exactly.
A little white girl.
That's not
Doll.
strange. Yo, Carla, are you in the queue?
Yeah. No,
are you logged in?
No, I'm sitting on my front porch having a cigar, man, listening to the show on my
Oh,
phone.
nice. Relax. Don't leave for that position. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm sitting on my
Dev, I don't know if you can hear me, Dev, but I want you to screen these calls and put the names in so I can know who's it, because it's a lot of strange numbers on here, and I ain't trying to curse nobody out tonight.
That's funny. Yeah,
but stick with me, Carla. I'm going to keep you in the background. I'm going to bring another call in, all right?
No problem, man. I'll hang tight. I'll be hanging tight.
Enjoy your cigar.
Oh, yeah. I got it, bro.
That's our brother, Carla Genesis. Let's bring in last four digits, 7672. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, it's Dominique. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Dom?
Man, just chilling. Just chilling, man.
My favorite caller, by the way.
Down. Yeah, you and Carla was breaking it down and going in, man.
Yeah, man. So what do you think, man? What do you think about this Stockholm Syndrome and Battered Person Syndrome? Did I explain it, what it was, and give you the treatments so you understand what it's about?
It real simple. It wasn't complex. It was real simple. Mm-hmm. Remove yourself from the situation at all costs.
That's right.
How simple can it get, I was
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was looking at some on Facebook, and a person posted a video of a European. He was saying, like, the biggest secret is that school systems never taught African Americans that they're not connected to Africa, and they always been here in America. And I'm saying to myself, now why would this black person post this shit on Facebook like you agreeing with it? And then at the end of the day, if niggas want to talk about your ancestries and your ancestors, your DNA going to trace right back to the motherland. So I'm not getting this, we was here before slavery, we don't need to go back, this island. Yo, I don't understand it. It's a bunch of confusion out there. Even,
what I always ask?
That was true, though. Yeah.
You know what I always ask, Dom? For all of those people who say that we was here first and this is our land and we got a lot invested here, what I always ask, I just ask basic, simple questions. And what they do is they gloss over it. They don't answer it because it takes them out of this fantasy that they're in. Name one toll bridge that you collect a toll on in America. Name one road or highway that you can control. Name one seaport where you have ships coming in that's dealing with your supposed nation inside of America. Name one airport that you got where you got planes flying in that you benefit and you and your nation benefit from. Your nation here in America. Your land base here in America. What taxes do you collect in America from the people that live here that can help you finance your nation?
The big
start asking questions like that, what do you usually get?
It's another question too. If you're Indian, why are you not on those reservations? That's in Oklahoma. I mean, it's all down south. I've been there. I drove through Oklahoma, and I seen them. I seen a few black people, but it's like, damn, if all the black people Indian, why they don't have the casinos? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where's your treaty that you signed?
And why are you not even speaking the language? Like, and then I look at the pictures because I don't know I don't know the exact date of the invention of the camera. But when I look at the pictures, they don't look nothing African to me. When I look at the old pictures,
right.
So I'm just, I'm not confused, but it's just they confused. You know what I'm saying?
What it is just it's Stockholm Syndrome, Battered Person Syndrome. They want a connection with their abuser. And like I said, we're not making this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? We're not making this up. We're not coming up with this stuff and pulling it out of our ass. These are conditions that have been researched and studied. These people are abuse victims, and what an abuse victim does is they try to justify their position because they don't want to. They are too afraid to think that they can get out of their position. Them thinking that they can have power of their own is too unbelievable to them. And I'm going to tell you something, Dom, and you probably experienced this too. I never would have thought, if you would have told me that my main opponents against nationhood would be black power people, RGB, I would have never believed you.
Hey, same here. But you know, as time go on, we are worst enemy.
Yep. The black, super black, I'm blackity, black dudes is the ones who's been talking about we can't have a nation of our own. We can do it right here.
It's crazy, man. It's flat out crazy. Like, I just don't want to be in my late 30s and 40s still over here, you know what I'm saying? Just over here dealing with this, you know. I got to continue to get on Facebook and hear about somebody getting killed, turn to CNN, or skip past, you know, skip past it. And, you know, I get tired of that. You know, that can take a toll on you because you're trying to wake up and do something positive for yourself, and you got to continuously look at the ignorant and evil stuff on here, man. Just, we don't even want to get together at all, you know. I said this yesterday. I was like, you know, everybody want to say we need to get rid of religion. Okay, that's cool, but majority of the religious people are not looking for a mystery God. They God is on TV every day. It's their boss that they see. It's the person they lay in the bed with, have sex with, get drunk with, and hang out with. That's their God. The European.
Yep.
Hey, brother Mark.
Yep.
Yo, the ones that you see don't have no name on it. If they put their hands up, don't bring them on because they won't say who they are. So don't bring them on.
Oh yeah, I was just about to ask you that. The one with the all ones on it.
Yeah,
don't worry. I know what's up with that.
And the other ones that don't have the ones with all ones is a block caller. The ones with that don't have no name on them, that have a number there, they're not speaking of who they are, so don't even bring them on if they put their hand up.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. You're right, Dom. You're 100% correct, man. And that's why, if you remember, when you was talking about, you know, pursuing your career and all that other stuff, I was in 100% support of it because you need ultimately your skills. Do not become no martyr for no non-existent cause, man. You can't help nobody if you can't help yourself.
Yeah.
Help yourself, man.
Anyway,
let me
you know. Yeah. Go ahead to another call. I'll just, if y'all have, you know, overtime, then I'll speak some more.
No doubt. We're gonna be on for a while. But I'll just put you on mute and leave you in the background, but you're still with us.
All right.
Thank you for the call, brother.
Yep.
All righty. That was Dom, one of my favorite callers. And let's see who we got next. Who has their hand up? Oh, my brother. I know who this is, but you can let him know. Last four digits, 0418. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Mac 611 from Independent. Real name is Mark. What's up, brother? Peace.
What's up, man? Yo, tell him about your show times. Put that out there.
Oh, Monday nights at 9:30 p.m., Tuesday nights 9 p.m., and Friday nights 9:30 p.m. The calling number is 347-426-3634. And the Pain is the realest show in sports, co-hosted with Big Brother R and Ivy the Queen.
No doubt. And definitely y'all check it out because they get in. And y'all shows have been excellent, by the way. You notice I haven't said anything about it because that means you're good. Y'all doing good, serious. So what do you feel about the topic tonight?
I love the topic. We discussed some things offline, myself and you, about this situation and other situations that affect our community. I missed the early part of the show, but like Dom said and like you said, you have to remove yourself from the situation that affects you.
Yeah, that was the one of the treatments that they said for battered woman syndrome. It said get out of the home at all costs. Be prepared to live with a peer or a family member. Take what is emotionally meaningful or sentimental. The rest can be replaced. It may take years, but eventually you can replace it. They are only materialistic items.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that right there describes us getting the freak up out of this place.
Yeah. Me and you had a discussion, was it yesterday, right? About it's apropos for your topic tonight. Remember in the Bible, not that I'm a proponent of, religion or anything, but in the Bible, when they left Sodom and Gomorrah, was it Lot's wife or one of the people that was with Lot, I forget who, but they looked back longingly at Sodom and Gomorrah, and they were told not to. So when we leave, we gotta disassociate ourselves completely from this system. Today, I posted something about Bill Cosby, and somebody came to defend Bill Cosby, and they got shouted, not by me, but by everybody else who commented. And listen, we can't say that the system is bad. Well, rather, we can't say that the system, we believe in this system and we know the system is bad for us on one hand, and then say the opposite. The system wasn't created for us if we weren't there. So we need our own system. And that's
right. It's logic. I look at it like this, and this is what really is lets you know you're dealing with somebody with Stockholm Syndrome. These same Black Power people will tell you that we have to disconnect from the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
The system is the matrix, and we need to disconnect from the system. Don't engage in the system in any way.
Right.
But stay in the system.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Right.
The ultimate disengagement for the system is your own nation.
Definitely.
How are you going to be in this? It's like saying there's a big pile of shit in the center of your living room. And what you're saying is, listen, what you do is when you see that shit, you go around the shit. Don't let that shit get on you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't associate in any way. Don't deal with the shit. How about getting the damn shit out of your living room?
There you go.
That way you don't have to engage in it. That way you don't have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So these people want to disconnect from the system, but yet they want to stay in the system. What happened when New Jack City, when Pookie got off of crack, and then they had him working in a crack house?
Oh, he got right back on the crack.
Thank you. Wouldn't it have made sense to get him as far away from crack as possible?
Yeah, of course. Especially
but we want crackheads to be in a crack house, and this is our solution to the crackhead. Listen, I don't want you to take any crack. I want you to fast. I want you to meditate. I want you to get into the lotus position and float. I want you to do all this shit, but you do it in the crack house. Don't get out of the crack house, though.
No. That's illogical. That's illogical and
yeah. That is a person suffering from Stockholm Syndrome and Battered Person Syndrome.
Yeah, and for the most part, like you said about the super blackity black, blackity black, black. I talk to brothers and sisters, and some of them still, they say one thing, and then they say, well, we done fought and did this and that, so we gotta be here. No, we don't.
I have another question,
man. We don't have to be here. Sure.
When are you going to cash that chip in? When are all of these people who saying we got a lot invested? When you're in the casino, when are you going to cash that chip in?
Right. Well, you can't with this system because they ain't going to let you cash that chip in. You're going to have to keep playing.
And on the low, they ain't even got no fucking chip.
True. They don't.
They don't have no chip to cash in.
Since you using casinos and gambling, the house always rules. So who owns this house? Who runs this house? We don't. We don't have anything vested in this. We have years vested in this, but we truly don't have anything vested in this because we are still treated the same way we were treated when this country was built. We weren't in the discussion when it was built, so you have nothing vested here.
Right. That's ultimately it. It's like, and if you got something vested here, what is it with the delay? Like, why are you waiting 500 years to establish something? Cash those chips in and claim your land. See, this is the thing. The BAIO is we're trying to get back to our motherland where our ancestors come from so we can establish something. If your motherland is here in America, what are you doing? Why aren't you connecting with all of these Native American groups and whatever and storming the White House and taking over the government?
Okay.
Cricket.
That's a nice dream.
They know what it is. It's a nigger stalling tactic. That's what I call it. Negro stalling tactic. As long as you say that the white man is Thanos, as long as you believe that he has the Infinity Gauntlet on and all the gems, and he can control time, space, and whatever, you ain't messing with Thanos.
Yeah, you're not. Well, we just need to cut those ties, and it's like if you have a job and you don't like the particular job, you move on to another job. Mm-hmm. We're not getting any. There's no satisfaction from being here. There's nothing here that you can attribute to being free.
Right.
So cut the cord and let's go. I'm with you all the way.
Thank you, brother, and I'm with you as well. I really like the work that you guys are doing, and I hope that everybody out there supports the show.
That's right, show. You got to support that show. They doing they fizzle over there in the paint. I mean,
that's right. That's right. Looking forward. I reached out to the brother that took a stance on Tamir Rice. So hopefully, I had a little interaction with him today. Hopefully, we can get him on the show. And
an athlete.
Yeah, a brother for the Cleveland Browns. He decided to wear a shirt saying, in response to what happened to Tamir Rice.
Every black athlete, every black person should be having something representing Tamir Rice.
Right.
But, that's too much like, too much like right.
Right.
And
that's another thing. I appreciate you brothers putting up the BAIO logo in solidarity for Tamir Rice and whatever. Not everybody, of course, the precious few of us do it, but then the vast majority don't pay no attention to it. But I appreciate the people who did.
IMBAIO, so putting that up wasn't even a thought for me to do.
I got a lot of likes on it. I ain't see nobody change though that hit the like button.
But, that's gonna always happen. Stockholm Syndrome is real, though. It's real.
Yeah.
Like we down with Jameer Rice. We down with Jameer Rice, but we ain't gonna represent him now. Hey, your bucket now you going too far.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is the guy who is like he's head of the Cincinnati Cleveland Patrolmen's Benevolent League. He's like their Patrick Lynch. He did what Patrick Lynch does. He came out and tried to come at the brother, and the brother responded and shut that down. The Cleveland organization, the Cleveland Brown organization, I have to give them props because they are standing with the brother and said they in full agreement with what he has said. So hopefully we get that brother on the show.
That'd be great.
Yeah, please let me know if you do, because I want to be on that show and actually give him some props and talk to him, because it's unbelievable that you support a kid that was shot down and murdered, and they coming at you instead of the guy who murdered the kid.
Well, same thing. Holla. Now the cops feel attacked and they don't do a great job.
Fuck the police and what they feel. I don't give a goddamn. You are a civil servant. Right. That's all I want you to do.
Right.
Fuck you and how you feel.
Holla up
I'm not paying you to feel anything.
Right. If y'all could see the tweet that I tweeted to him and follow up with him and let him know, we and the pain is real and we want him on the show. And
all right, I definitely will. Send me the information. I'll reach out.
I will definitely retweet it and favorite it.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Right.
I don't tweet. I think you tweet on my account more than I do, Mark. So just tweet it from my account.
I don't know why that is.
I don't even. I think y'all got my password. I don't even know, but it's all good. You can do it. It don't matter to me. I don't even tweet at all. But I do want to say to you, the callers that's in the queue that don't have your hands up, that I've tried to screen your call and you did not give me your name, if you do want to come in and you raise your hand, you're not going to come on. It's just real simple. Say who you are. Let me put your name up, because we don't need no bullshit callers on the line.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what they are, because that 1111 guy has been
he's
trolling us lately.
I actually and asked him who he was, and he had his hand up. He didn't say nothing, so I hung up on you. So that's why you got cut off. So now you know.
Yeah. But Mac, I'm gonna put you on mute so we can bring another call in. But stay with us, okay?
No doubt.
All right, thanks for the call,
Peace
brother.
and love, everybody.
Love to you. Happy New Year, brother. I'll see you next year.
Yeah, man. All right, I think I know who this is. This is John. Last 4 digits, 6576. Just tell him your name and where you're from, bro.
What's up, brothers and sisters? This is Jonathan Hill from Tallahassee, Florida.
What's up, John?
How you guys doing?
Yo, John, have you officially met Dev?
No, not really. I mean, no. Hey, what's up? But
let me introduce y'all. This is Jonathan. This is Big Dev. Big Dev. This is Jonathan. Jonathan Dev really inspires me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he knows that, but he really inspires, because this is a brother. He reminds me of everything that I've been saying. Like, Jonathan would follow us and listen to what we were saying. He's actually going through all of our content.
Wow. That's positive. Thank you.
Oh man, I've been listening to a lot of the shows. I need to start listening to In the Paint though. Like, I really, want to Mark has to say, from the sports point of view. But yeah,
if you want to get slow jam on, listen to The Zone by Dev. I had my own show at one time too. I used to have fun on there. I used to play a lot of music, but we also talked about politics and stuff like that too, and different things that was going on. So there's some great shows on there too.
Right.
The archives. I haven't been up in a long time, but yeah, that's peace, brother, man. I'm glad you listen and you're interested in what's going on, man. Because it got to be it's got to be something better than this. I'm sure there's something. Anything's better than this right now.
Yeah, it's just got me thinking, like, as of late. I mean, on this topic, we're talking about the Stockholm Syndrome. I mean, I was thinking about it today even. Like it can't be all of us. Like, just looking at it from a positive point of view, like, we can say people are, asleep, but I like to think people are dormant. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could be activated rather than we just, writing them off as asleep, because it can't be. It can't be this many people that
you say
don't want to get away.
I say complacent. I think people are happy at the point that they are in their life because they have a little bit of things, like maybe a house, a car, a job, or a Xbox 360 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That right there alone is more than enough for them to say, I'm not going to rock the boat because I have this, and and it is what it is. I mean, hey, they don't want to change their mind. Stay right here. They can have this place.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how they, like, I was thinking about it, earlier, like, all these people, they talk about, like, there's going to be bloodshed, there's going to be, we need to get strapped up, we need to take over this government, but, like, how?
Right.
How are they fighting that?
To me, it's been in the ground
I want to know.
a year and a half. Ain't no bloodshed yet against any police behind that, and that's them same cops are still walking the street, so, yeah, we're bloodshed, right. Yeah, sounds good.
I mean, I even listen to some people from, some of our respected elders, like, say stuff like that, like, there's going to be, repercussions and, basically you're going to take over the government or appease the government. Like, why are we trying to stay here, for one? And for two, how do you even think that did they even know what they're up against on a military level? Like, not let alone the people, like the regular white folks, but just the military. Like,
they're not even concerned about that because they have no idea or even thought of even doing anything to buck against the system in that way. So they're not concerned. They're not going to find out how to do that because that's not even that's just tough talking, tough walking for them. That's all it is. It sounds good.
I know. I don't care if they're talking about cyber warfare or small arms fire. Neither one of those things is going to take over this government. Neither one of those things is going to defeat white supremacy. Like, you have to.
Let me let you in on a little secret. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It's not really a secret at this point because we done said it so many times. Minister DeWood called it putting the white man on the couch.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
Whenever you hear, we gonna shut this down. You know what that means? That means you're putting the white man on the couch until he starts treating you right.
Right. Exactly.
That's all.
So basically, everybody is just a militant integrationist, a militant form of Dr. King.
I'll go even one further. It's just like the movie Chirac. We ain't giving you no more pussy until you treat us right. That's what we doing. That's exactly what's going on.
Right.
I ain't gonna let you spoon up with me no more in the bed if you keep beating me and doing what you do to me. But then again, I do miss you, so I'm gonna get in the bed with you anyway. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just shutting it down and I'm going to boycott and all this other stuff. What it is letting the white man know, listen, you ain't just going to be fucking me and I'm just going to take that shit.
You're gonna kiss me
you better smile.
Right.
You better smile when you fuck me.
I ain't saying you just ain't gonna be fucking me, but I just want to know how long you gonna be fucking me. That's all I really want to know. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Okay, I guess. Okay, so we could say that's the quote unquote conscious community in the RBG. I think for the black masses,
I'll say it to their face. That shit is all a joke to me. The unconscious community, the abstract. I forgot what we used to call them. What we call them, Mark? The something abstract. The conscious community. Oh man, I can't remember the word that Jelani came up with.
Yeah.
Oh, the impractically ineffective.
Yeah, they're practically ineffective. They're vague abstract that they are. Yeah, right. I get it. They are the white man's dick.
But Jonathan, I want to ask you something specifically about the Battered Person Syndrome and the Stockholm Syndrome. Did I explain it properly? Like, do you understand what it is and what the treatments are?
I didn't come in until right before Dom started speaking. I just got in. I was just doing some Uber. I got in late, so I missed that part. Can you briefly explain it again?
Sure. Well, Stockholm Syndrome, the first one, is known as terror bonding or traumatic bonding, and it's a psychological phenomenon in which hostages feel empathy and positive feelings toward their captors, sometimes even defending their captors. And over time, a hostage victim may come to believe that the abuse he or she has endured was done out of kindness or love on the part of the captor.
Right. Okay. That's basically Jesse Lee Peterson and SARS right there. I guess that falls under that category.
Right. America's the greatest country that ever lived. That type of stuff.
Right. I mean,
and the symptoms of Stockholm Syndrome are positive feelings by the prisoner toward the captor, negative feelings by the prisoner toward his or her family, friends, or authorities attempting to rescue them. Sound familiar?
Yeah. Yep.
Support for the captor's reasons and behaviors, positive feelings on the end of the captor toward the victim, support from the victim to help the captor, inability by the victim to execute behaviors that can lead to release or detachment from the captor. So that's Stockholm Syndrome. Battered Person Syndrome is another physical and psychological condition of a person who has suffered usually persistent emotional, physical, and sexual abuse from another person. So it's just, usually those are the ones in those intimate relationships with someone where they're being abused. And so every time violence is against them, the first thing they're asking themselves is, well, what did I do?
Yeah.
And the symptoms of Battered Person Syndrome is, where's the symptom? The abused thinks that the violence was his or her fault, which is what we just talked about. The abused has the inability to place the responsibility for the violence elsewhere. The abused fears for his or her life and the lives of their loved ones whom the abuser might have or, has threatened them, their children, close relatives, or friends. And this is the one that you can probably relate to the most. The abused has an irrational belief that the abuser is omnipresent and omniscient. That's that Thanos thing I was talking about.
All right, so I guess
you believe that you believe that you are fighting an unbeatable foe, then that gives you an excuse for losing.
Right.
So that's it in a nutshell. I mean, we got into a little bit more detail, but that's the basic gist.
So these Black Power Americans and these Captain American, not even Captain American, but the Black Power Americans, the ones that say they want to defeat our enemy by staying here in America and setting up our own communities, like what do they fall into? Like what is that? What we discussed today.
Both.
Because they
Stockholm
think
Syndrome and Battered Person.
But what do we do moving forward? Like with us being, I guess, the fail-safe mechanism, the Nat Turner, the Denmark BCs. Like what do we do? Like, do we try to reactivate people who are falling to the Stockholm Syndrome, or do we
you leave them as the casualties that they are? That's what you do.
Well, basically, that's something else that I talked about on. Like they said that when you're dealing with Stockholm Syndrome or Battered Person, there's a way that you have to deal with a person like that. Like you can't come on too strong because that actually drives them more into the arms of their enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So what you got to do is just let them know, yeah, I love you. We love you. We're trying to do what's best for you, but, when you feel that it's the time for you to break away and come, we'll be there for you. That's all you can do. You can't force them.
All right.
I don't know.
I think it's a combination of waking up and, I mean, not to say it bluntly, but, getting a knowledge of self, because, like, really that's when they're activated. Like, they wake up when there's some traumatic experience, just like in an abusive relationship or whatever. You have that moment when you're briefly woken up and you're in a point of indecision whether you should leave or whether you should stay or what you need to do. I think that's the point where maybe we need to work with, because that's where a lot of the black masses are. Like, it's just first of all, they don't even understand what's going on. Like, second of all, like, they just have to, you know, have a knowledge of this stuff. A lot of people are just dormant. Like I said, they're not totally just asleep, but they're dormant. They haven't been, you know, shook up. Maybe we need some more bad stuff to happen. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe we need Donald Trump in office. The people, the worst possible president in office, the worst policies, the worst legislators. So black people start waking up.
Right.
I mean, I'm really hurt about that Tamir Rice thing, but I mean, it's just nothing. Kind of like what Kala said one time. It's just basically, you know, I expect it. I see America for what it is.
Right.
You know?
It's important when you can tell people that your life matters, Jonathan, and they react with hostility towards you saying that. That tells you all you need to know.
And they blame you. They're making it saying that those Black Lives Matter people are racist. That's just like, it's just so, like, I never, like, this is crazy to me. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I really don't get it, man. Like, why, what's it going to take for our people to just wake all the way up, man? Not all of them, but some of them. Like, what's it going to take?
Right.
Or the people, like I said yesterday, how do you get around the infrastructure part? The same people who are saying about building the communities here, how do they get around the infrastructure and the tax base part? We're still controlled.
You want me to answer that?
Go ahead.
They don't want to get around it. They love being in this infrastructure. They love being in the infrastructure of their enemy. They have no intention of controlling any airport, any seaport, any road, any highway, any tolls, no electricity, no gas, no infrastructure at all. What they want to do is leave that in the hands of their enemy and pretend to be a nation.
It's so crazy, man.
So absent that, what we basically engage in is a bunch of self-help bullshit.
Right. It's no different from church. I despise that. I despise that the quote-unquote conscious community or the unconscious community, they hate the church so much, but that's what they turn into.
Right. That's what you call irony. But, Jonathan, stick with us, all right? We're going to go into overtime, and I want to bring another call in, okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you for the call, brother, and I definitely appreciate you.
Yeah.
Dev, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm going to take Esther's call, and then after that I got to start getting off of here. So.
Okay, cool.
So you said it is okay for me, like if I hang up, it won't cut everything off?
No, you just when you do that, just hang up before the show and knock a call right there and take over the show.
Okay, so when I get off with her, then I'm gonna do that, and then
What about this other that caller is in the queue?
Who's that?
You know, Mr. Solution.
Oh, damn, boy! I'll let you talk to him because I don't have time. I gotta get ready. But let me bring Esther in. Queen Esther, are you there?
Hi, yeah.
Hello, hugs and kisses.
What's going on? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you too, Dev.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That was Dev. we started to sound alike.
Oh my goodness. Well, what y'all are saying, y'all hitting valid points. Definitely hitting valid points. It's so sad that we are so brainwashed, and we've been led to believe that America is really going to be by our side, and it hasn't in 2 decades. We are really in modern slavery, and a lot of people don't realize that. This is actually modern slavery. And Trump is telling you what he's going to do as soon as he get in the office. Y'all going to be like, yes, sir, no, sir. He's going to give you that type of job. And everybody is on his bandwagon. I don't understand how people are actually supporting Trump.
They believe in what he's saying.
The American way. Yeah, he is the American way.
Because he's saying exactly how people feel, so it's easy for them for him to get that support. But the whole idea, first of all, if he gets in the office, he gets in the office. Who cares? All this shit's a joke.
Oh, he's gonna be close to office. Trust me. What pisses me off more is that our people supporting him. That's what's pissing me off.
That tells you how our people are. They're jokes.
Exactly. How you
jokes.
gonna support some racist bastard that don't even care about you at all? And then on top of that, the way he talks about race. But then, isn't it kind of funny that he marries a lot of these foreign women?
Well, it's always been the case. Like, I hear brothers telling me how you can't do anything overseas, but yet you can go overseas to find a wife. When it comes to some ass, then overseas works for you. When it comes to nationhood, then, we can't do that. So they're just a bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah, that's just what they are.
That's just like a lot of these black men. They always talk about, these black women, this and that and the other. But it's kind of funny. They can deal with these Asian girls, marry them, give them exactly what they want and 100% more. And they doing no better than the average girl is out here in the street is trying to get a check. She wants the same thing that the Asian girl has. The only thing that's different is that she's Asian.
Exactly. The thing is that the men that they're trying to appeal to are xenophiles.
Of course. Of course.
You know, so you being black, it just takes you out of the picture completely, because they got to have something that's not looking like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and that's another condition we can talk about, but
I know. We won't even go there.
What do you think about the
we can even
battered...
go across the board with even Brazil. We ain't gonna go there either.
Yeah, I spoke about that one before.
Yeah,
But did you understand what I meant by the Stockholm Syndrome and the Battered Person Syndrome?
Of course. I mean, it's no different than America is being a pimp, and a lot of us hoes and all these doing is just slapping us up and telling us exactly what to do and how to live our life. And if you don't go as far as he tells you to do, then you good. You don't have to pimp slap you too much.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same thing? We're being controlled by a pimp. America is nothing but a pimp. He gets exactly what he wants, tell you exactly how to bend over and spread your ass, and that's it. And people don't realize how crooked America is. They really don't care about you. They never did. It's all about money and politics. That's all.
And my thing is, this is my thing. What is your end game? If you want to do this America thing, then I want to know what your end game is. And I'm not talking about your personal end game. I'm talking about your end game for your people. Because that's what, I look at. If you play chess, if you don't have an end game, you're going to lose.
Of course.
So what's your end game here in America? If I always ask people this, and especially the people that exhibit, the Battered Person Syndrome and the Stockholm Syndrome, I always ask them this question. In your perfect world, and I'm not just talking about for yourself, but for your people here in America, where do you see your people, how do you see your people here in this country in your perfect world? And I always ask them that, and they never give me a clear, concise answer. It's always vague and abstract shit.
Are we really being real about that?
Well, it's just a thought experiment.
Is that just a nice way of saying your perfect world, knowing that this is a bunch of crock? But, okay.
Yeah, because I want to know. You got to ask them those questions. Because if you can't get the right answer if you ain't asking the right question.
Well, the way I see it, I'm being honest with you, is nowhere.
Thank you. That's pretty much what it is.